Ọdún Tàn, an historic year, a year of tales. Ọdún Tàn. This song was inspired by a conversation between a certain Pastor P.K. Bankole and myself sometime in April, May of this year during the lockdown. Pastor Bankole was a pastor in my local assembly of the Christ Apostolic Church some 30 or so odd years ago. And he retired finally at Abeokuta. I think it's Ayọ. That's where he had his last call of duty. But we have maintained a relationship since then. And once in a while he calls me, and we chat, and we talk about so many things. So during the pandemic lockdown, sometime April, May, he called me and we were talking about this COVID-19 lockdown. And we were talking about the impact on the world and the implications for mankind and all of that. And he said to me, do you know a certain area in Lagos Island called Ọdún Tàn? I said, Ọdún Tàn. He said, yes. I said, well, I know Lagos Island, maybe not very well, but I don't know any such area called Ọdún Tàn. But I have friends, and I know people who are called Mr. Ọdún Tàn or Mrs. Ọdún Tàn. I know it's the name of people. He said, yes, Alabu, I've been an elder. This year is an Ọdún Tàn. So because we are going to outlive it, and then we will tell our children, even yet unborn, years to come from now, about what happened this year, 2020. How the Lord God locked down the whole world all of a sudden. Without any notice, nobody had any notice, nobody had an inkling that it was going to happen. All of a sudden, the whole world got locked down. This virus ravaged the whole world. Medical gurus around the world had no clue. And nobody could do anything about it. The economics of the countries of the world was badly affected. And everybody was just dumbfounded. That could just happen without anybody knowing about it. Oh, they said it came from China, it came from somewhere. But he said, it is God that is at work. God is at work. He's showing his omnipotence to man. And he's wishing that, Pastor Bankole said that the man will learn a lesson or two from this. Wow, this struck me and inspiration came immediately. It was a profound statement he was making. And we spoke about so many other things, and he dropped the phone. And after the conversation, I sat down, and the conversation kept ringing in my head. Ọdún Tàn. This is an Ọdún Tàn. And I sat down and I penned out the first inspiration of a song that came to me. Like it does happen to me normally. I'm fortunate about that. When I want to compose, I hear the melody, and sometimes I get the first few words. So I sat down and quickly put something together, did a short sketch of the song. And then the thought came to me that why don't I collaborate with one of my bros, Dr. Ayọ Olúrántí, with this song. So I called him. Incidentally, he was in America, I didn't even know. And he said, oh, Rosby, I was just going to call you. I said, this is telepathy. I said, what? He said, yes, there's a project he wants to talk to me about. I said, well, this is God at work. I said, I was calling you to tell you about a new inspiration for a new song that I have. And I want to collaborate with you that will work on it and do a good arrangement for SATV, and that will have some organ work also. And he said, oh, that's good. And so I sent it song to him, and he worked on it. We did a few edits here and there. And then at the end of the day, it came out the way you have it now. And the rest is history. So Ọdún Tàn is a song that speaks about, that is inspired by COVID-19 in a way, and the conversation I had with that pastor. And it is my wish that wherever it is rendered anywhere in the world, it will remind us that man is just a mere mortal, and that God is omnipotent, and omniscience, and he can do anything with us. He can do anything with man at any time. And if we remember that, we will continue to fear him. Because mankind is getting to a point that we are beginning to forget that we were created by a being who is above all of us. And so, it is my prayer that all of us will survive this year, and we will live to tell the story of Ọdún Tàn, a year when God shut down the whole world, a year when God decided to celebrate himself, a year when God decided that he wants to remind us that we are mere mortals. It is my prayer that all of us will learn a lesson or two from this year. Thank you very much. God bless you as you listen.
Àṣèrọ́tì